This is Michael Popok with Legal AF. Judge Merchan has now rejected the final motion to dismiss an attempt by Donald Trump to try to stop the April 15th trial in the Stormy Daniels business record fraud cover-up criminal case brought by the Manhattan DA. Judge Merchan has evaluated the motion to dismiss because Donald Trump is trying to assert some sort of presidential immunity, although all the acts that make up the indicted crimes happened before he got elected president. Plus, he brought it very late in the case, a year and a half after the indictment and just weeks before the trial. What does Judge Merchan do next? We tell you on Legal AF. Take a listen. We also have new reporting that Judge Merchan, as we talked about at the beginning of this podcast, getting ready for the April 15th trial that I said he's getting ready for, is clearing out the brush of any remaining motions that are out there, having rejected a couple of weeks ago 9 different motions filed by Donald Trump in an attempt to limit evidence and witnesses and defenses at trial, or to have defenses at trial. There was still one that was still lingering out there, and that we were just waiting for the ruling to come in. And that was, does Donald Trump have presidential immunity? Okay, stop right there. He was a candidate for office who implemented, as alleged in the indictment, a strategy to stop women who claimed to have had sex with him in some capacity from going public to undermine his candidacy against Hillary Clinton in the first form of election interference. And he wasn't president yet, and all of the acts really under the conspiracy that are alleged in the indictment, the payments to Stormy Daniels by Michael Cohen, involving Alan Weisselberg, his chief financial officer, involving the National Enquirer, David Pecker, in all of this and all of that, it was well before he became president. So how does the immunity part come in? And now we have the ruling from Judge Merchan. I'll just quote one part of it that we thought here on the MeidasTouch Network was interesting. Here's Judge Merchan not being happy again with the lawyers for Donald Trump, meaning sanctions could be coming. Defendant's decision is unjustifiable. In other words, his decision to file this late filed motion for immunity defense, and renders the motion untimely. Further, as an aside, the fact that defendant, this is always Trump, waited until a mere 17 days prior to the scheduled trial date of March 25, that was the original trial date, to file the motion, raises real questions about the sincerity and actual purpose of the motion. After all, defendant had already briefed the same issue in federal court, pardon me, and it was in possession of and aware that the people intended to offer the relevant evidence at trial the entire time. The circumstances, viewed as a whole, tests this court's credulity. Motion to dismiss on grounds of immunity denied. And he already denied it at the start of the case when they tried to get rid of the indictment on a motion to dismiss. This case is going, is there any doubt in your mind, Karen, that the case is going to start picking a jury on the 15th or 16th of April? Is there any doubt in your mind?
I would have said 100% no, but I would have said that before when March 25th was the date. Not in a million years could I have predicted this delay based on the data dump from the Southern District. So I'm never going to say 100% certainty anymore. There's no doubt in my mind that Judge Merchan is doing everything he can to keep this case from going. This presidential immunity argument and decision is just a setup, because Trump is now, the next thing that's going to happen is he's going to appeal, and he's going to try and get the appellate courts to issue a stay, so that he's going to say, look, in 10 days, this very issue is being argued before the United States Supreme Court. What's the rush? Just wait. Brief stay. Let's let the Supreme Court, that's already in an expedited basis, let's let them rule, and then we'll know. Why would you go forward? It's not like we're waiting years. This isn't a huge delay. It's a few days. And that's how they're going to phrase it. So this is just a setup for that. He's going to try it. It's going to fail, but he's going to try and delay. You're going to see lots of desperate attempts to get a delay between now and the trial date, because he doesn't want to go forward. You said what I've been saying for months now, which is he's going to maybe potentially fire his attorneys. That's the surefire way to try and get a delay. But in New York, in criminal cases, you can't just fire your attorney. Once you enter, and once an attorney enters what's called a notice of appearance in a court file, you have to get permission from the court to be let off the case. And so it'll be interesting because even if Trump either fires his attorney or threatens his attorney or creates some kind of irreconcilable conflict, those attorneys still have to get, or that attorney still has to get permission from the court to get off that case. So it'll be, and that does not happen easily in New York State Court. That is one thing that a lot of judges do not allow to happen. So we'll see. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. But yes, I do think the trial's starting. I think it's more likely than not starting on that date. But who the heck knows what's going to come up, because Donald Trump is a master at mucking up the waters.
One of the problems they're going to have is that they were untimely already in the E. Jean Carroll case in raising immunity, and got slapped when Alina Habba raised the issue in her oral argument before the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, now federal. And they were like, why are you raising this 3 years into the case? Isn't this a little late in the game for you to be raising this issue? And basically they denied it on two grounds, one being it was untimely. Yeah, they could try it. I mean, I think the Appellate Division First Department is wise to Donald Trump at this point and knows that he'll be flailing to try to stop the trial. And I'm hoping that the people there that we respect on the court, Karen, don't fall for it again. They've already given him enough breaks. It's the same appellate division that just let him post a $175 million bond instead of something much higher. They've, delayed aspects of this case, but not the ultimate trial date in the past, as a little bit of a breathing space or breathing room. All right. So, I'm a betting man. I think it'll be the 15th of April or within a day of that, we'll be picking a jury. It might take a week to pick a jury. I agree with you. It's very hard to get off a case, especially on a criminal case. Even saying, you got to really lay out irreconcilable differences that makes it unethical for you to continue in that position. Not getting paid is not going to be enough, and those kind of things. But we'll follow all that. Well, there's an example of what we do twice a week on the MeidasTouch Network on a show we call Legal AF. It sits at the intersection of law and politics, so you don't have to. We get behind the headlines and bring it to you straight. We don't blow smoke or sunshine. If you like that kind of reporting and analysis, you're going to love the show. Wednesdays, Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this YouTube channel, the MeidasTouch Network's YouTube channel. Help them get to 3 million free, yeah, I said free, subscribers. It's really easy. Just hit the button, free subscribe, and then you'll get content like that one, Legal AF. In addition, if you like Legal AF, if you know all about us, welcome back. We appreciate you. Take that clip, help us be part of the you can be our marketing department. Send that clip off to friends and family, people in your life, and say, hey, Legal AF, here's a clip. Maybe they'll join our audience. And if you have no idea who I am or what I'm talking about, I'm Michael Popok, and that was an example of Legal AF, and we look forward to you joining us on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this YouTube channel and then on audio podcast platforms of your choice. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popok reporting. Heary, heary, Legal AF Law Breakdown is now in session. Go beyond the headlines and get a deep dive into the important legal concepts you need to know, and we discuss every day on Legal AF. Exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, all for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. Join us at patreon.com/legalaf. That's patreon.com/legalaf.